Hello, this is a review of the KR Tools 6-piece ratcheting clamp set. Now I particularly love this clamp set. It's grown on me more and more over time. I find it easier to use than any of these other C clamps that we've been used to. And it comes with 4 of these little ones that we'll look at in more detail and 2 of these big ones. And I mean, this one's amazing. I love this one the best. The big ones, these little ones are good for auxiliary uses, but aren't as heavy duty. Now you can see them size-wise compared to the other traditional C clamps that you might have. There's still some uses. Don't throw away your C clamps. You may need them for some really heavy duty purpose out there. But for a lot of applications, I'm going to go with these. So I've taken off a sampling. So let's go take a look at how we're going to use these and how much easier to use. So remember a traditional C clamp. You sit there and spin this screw, you know, round and round and round till you get just the right size. So, oh, no, not ready yet. So spin, spin, spin. Oh, let me see. Is it room? Nope, still not yet. And so on. And then even if you do that, even if you get it out long enough, you'll end up screwing it in so tight that you make a little indentation. Because it's just a metal grip. And of course, to be fair, you could always put a little piece of rubber in there to help grab a grip, or what most people do is, you know, take an extra piece of board that you have laying around, sandwich what you want to do, put it around it so you can bang the heck out of your extra board without worrying about it if you screw it in too much and it protects what's in the middle. So that's being fair. That's what everybody does with these when they had them. But let's look at what the improvements we get with these other ones. Let's start with these little ones. So if, let's say, all I'm doing is going to glue these two things together, or for some other purpose, I just want to hold them in place while I do something, then you can look at the small clamps. So basically there's a button right here that releases the clamp, and there's some rubber pads on top of the plastic device that gives you some friction. So what I do is I'm going to just press it and watch how easy they release. Right, the little ones don't release nearly as well as the big ones, which we'll talk about in a minute. But you see how it can go in and out, and I can just resize it by pressing the button. So let's go ahead and see. Oh, not big enough. Bang it out a little bit bigger. There we go. And then what you do is you squeeze this to ratchet it closed. And it's not actually ratcheting any closer. I'm just trying it again and again. And I mean, I've got them connected together, and it's that easy just to hold things together. Now, honestly, when you're using the little ones, you're going to want to use like 2 of them or something like that to really hold it, because just like same as the C clamps, is it doesn't stop them from pivoting. You know, I can still pivot them if that was important to me to stop that. To release, all I have to do is press the button, and I'm off to go. And you can imagine if you've been running around a table, put something down, like what I do is I put a board down, clamp it down, do a drill, release the clamp, move the board, clamp it again in a different spot, drill it there, and you do all this moving. And with the C clamp, it took a lot longer. These are much faster. These little ones are nice. I did wear out one of the pads by, honestly, I took a circular object, put it in between the two, you know, clamped things a few different ways and tried to drill it down the middle, and the ball spun. But otherwise it's still usable. So keep in mind it is rubber, so you do need to, you know, it's not going to handle like spinning objects with really high torque on them. But that's where these guys, I love this one. These are the real heavy duty ones, the big ones here. So you have the big button for releasing and a much bigger clamp, and watch this. You know, I just press the button and it releases. Oh, way too big. So, you know, I can resize it, so I want about that size. Now obviously if you have 2 hands, this gets a bit easier. A little more. A little too much, but let's just start ratcheting it. So just like the little ones, you have the ratchet here. And see how easy it is? And then it tightens right up. And this guy holds really well, in my mind. I mean, this, I feel like I could, you know, I mean, it's not I mean, I can start to hammer it out, right? So you just saw what I did there. Release it. See how easy it was to release? This one too. So tighten, tighten, tighten. Wow. I'm good to go. Release. So the point of these is how fast you can do this. So I just released it, tighten, tighten, good to go. Release, I can move it. Oops, you know, let's say I didn't mean to do it there. Let's try it here. Tighten, 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 and I'm good to go again. I mean, it would have, to do this video with this, right, it would have been impossible. I'd have to set down the camera. I've done everything in this video with one hand. That just gives you an idea of what you can do with these. Now, this is made of metal right here. These little guys are made of metal too, and they seem to be greased a little bit. But I have no idea what's the magic inside this thing here, or this one, or if they're the same, that how it's actually gripping onto this, if it's going to be rubber pieces or how it is. So the one thing that we have to admit about a C-clamp is what you see is all right here. I mean, it is a screw, and all the pressure that you get is going to be just pushing against the horizontal grooves here. So that if there was pressure this way and this way, you would be only pushing against a screw with a small thread like that. Whereas this, right, it's going to have a different mechanism that may or may not hold as well or as firmly as that. But with the combination of these rubber grips, I love this big one especially. I haven't thrown these away, but honestly, I've done almost all of my jobs as an avid home do-it-yourselfer around the house. I've used these big ones, and I've found plenty of uses for these. They give you 6, so if you break 1 or 2, I think you're still plenty to go. So look at it that way with the number that they give you. I just hope that the 2 big ones hold out. I've had them for quite a while now, and I'm still very happy with them. So, thank you for watching my review.